Say R-B-I.
We people who are darker than blue, are we gonna stand around this town and let what others say come true? We're just good for nothing, they all figure. A boyish grown-up shiftless jigger. Now we can't hardly stand for that. Or is that really where it's at? We people who are darker than blue, this ain't no time for segregating. I'm talking about brown and yellow too. How yellow, girl, can you tell? You're just the surface of our dark, deep well. If your mind could really see, you know your color is same as me.
Yeah.
As you stand in your glory, I know you won't mind if I tell the whole story. yourself together. Learn to know your side. Shall we commit our own genocide before you check out your mind? I know we've all got problems. That's why I'm here to say, keep peace with me and I with you. Let me love in my own way. Now I know we have great respect for the sister and mother. It's even better yet. But there's the joker in the street, loving one brother and killing the other. When the time comes and we are really free, there'll be no brothers left, you see. We people who are darker than blue, don't let us hang around this town and let whatever say come true. We're just good for nothing, they all figure. A boyish grown-up shiftless jigger. Now we can't hardly stand for that. Or is that really where it's at?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kimberly Springle. I am a historian and cultural consultant with Nile Congo Cultural Consulting. And we are out here this evening for a program sponsored by Chocolate City Rocks in the building, talking about join an organization. All right? So we dropped in. We are listening to the sounds of DJ RBI.
The R, the R, the B, the I, the I, the I, the I.
That's right. We got the sounds of DJ RBI.
The R, the B, the I, the I.
Say R-B-I.
That's right, the legendary DJ RBI.
AKA RBI.
All right, now he's been spinning on turntables professionally for over 25 years in this city. Native Washingtonian, and if you like what you're hearing, you can tune in every Monday at 10 o'clock p.m. on WPFW 89.3 Capitol Ill Radio. All right.
This is Capitol Ill.
All right. So he's going to be setting the stage for us all evening with some of that good movement music. Can you tell us what you've been spinning for us, DJ RBI?
Man, so far, I mean, I've been trying to catch the vibe and really illustrate the soul, the spirit, the determination, and the times that we came from during that period. So I played a little bit of Billy Paul.
All right, now.
Am I Black Enough for You? Before we went on, I played some. I'm gonna go double back and play some of the stuff I played before we went live because that was kind of tight too.
All right.
But play some Billy Paul. Am I Black Enough for You? Went to Curtis Mayfield with We People Who Are Darker Than Blue. And then I think I swung on over to Sly and the Family Stone with We're Gonna Take You Higher.
Yes, yes.
And right now, we rocking the Sly right now, which is Thank You for Speaking to Me, Africa.
All right, now.
Thank you for talking to me, Africa.
That's beautiful. So we're going to continue to evoke that spirit through music. Music is powerful.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be doing a few things here. We're going to be doing a few things here, and I want to shout out Andrew for helping us out with the sound, the audio, the video, all of that, so you can see us looking real good out here. So we're gonna continue to let DJ RBI do his thing on the ones and twos.
Thank you. Shout out to I seen the superstar just walked around here. I don't know where she went.
There's a superstar in the building. We got Miss Ruby, dancer extraordinaire, entertainer. That's right. Artist, everything. That's right. Fashion designer. It go on and on and on. Gorgeous. So we're gonna be out here. We're going to be out here discussing different organizations. We're going to be discussing what's going on. You hear this movement music in the background because it is also the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington. So we had people in the streets on Friday, and we're continuing to celebrate that and honor the legacy of the civil rights movement. But not only that, we're going to talk about how we're moving forward, how we're going to move this country forward, and we're going to have a performance by the mayor of DC Hip Hop. Head Rock is in the building, who is the founder of Chocolate City Rock. So we're going to be doing a few things. That's right, give it up. So we'll come back to you for a minute. I'm going to sit tight and get your ears, perk your ears up for some of those good sounds by DJ RBI.
RBI.
I say to you today, my friend,
I'm gonna get on the mic so y'all can hear me. Please stick around if y'all gonna be in the area. We're gonna be out here jamming to the sounds of DJ RBI, talking about joining the organization, what's going on in this country, in this town, in this city, how we can put boots on the ground and support the cause and make things better for ourselves. Also, we got the marketplace over here, Black Rockstar Superhero Gear. I'm rocking it as part of the Chocolate City Rocks brand. So hang out if you're around. Go grab a bite to eat, come back. We're here till 9 o'clock, all right? Grab a chair.
I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of imposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, my country tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
We're hanging out here live in front of Eaton, D.C. We're going to be talking about joining an organization, talking about some of the things that are happening in the city and the nation. So stick around. About 10 minutes, we're going to dialogue a little bit and bring up Head Rock, the mayor of D.C. hip hop.
I don't wanna write this down. I wanna tell you how I feel right now. I don't wanna take no time to write this down. I wanna tell you how I feel right now. Hey, tomorrow may never come. For you or me, life is not a promise. Tomorrow may never show up. For you and me, this life is not a promise. I ain't no perfect man, I'm trying to do the best that I can with what it is I have. I ain't no perfect man, I'm trying to do the best that I can with what it is I have. Put my heart and soul into this song. Yes, yes. I hope you feel me from where I am to wherever you are. I mean that sincerely. Tomorrow may never come. For you and me, life is not a problem. Tomorrow may never appear. You better hold this very moment very close to you right now. Very close to you. Right now. So close to you. Right now. Shine your light over the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My army said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My army said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My army said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. Sometimes I get discouraged. I look around and things are so weak. People are so weak. Sometimes I feel like crying. Sometimes my heart gets heavy. Sometimes I just wanna leave and fly away. Sometimes I don't know what to do with myself. Passion takes over me. Feel like a man going insane. Lose my brain trying to maintain my thing. Hey, 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 hey. Put my heart and soul into this, y'all. I hope you feel me where I am, so wherever you are. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered. Sometimes I just want a quiet life. me and my baby, me and my lady. Times I don't wanna get in the snowball. Times I don't wanna be a soldier. Times I just wanna be a man. But homie said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My hobby said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. I'm on black people. My dreamer said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My elder said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. I want black people to be free, to be free, to be free. Want my people to be free, to be free, to be free. Want black people to be free, to be free, to be free. Want black people to be free. That's all that matters to me. 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 Black people unite and let's all get that. Gotta have that love. These little say they want all one life. One man, one voice, one mic. Black people unite. Come on and do it right. Black people unite. Come on and do it right. Black people unite. Come on and get down. Gotta have love, peace, and understanding. One God, one voice, one life. One man, one time, my life. Black people unite. Have love and do it right. Black people unite. Come on and do it right. Black people unite. My life.
Yo, check this out, man.
Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Giving what you're getting. Knowing what I know in. While the black band's sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. The power, fight the power, fight the power, fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be. As the rhythm's designed to bounce with calcium that the rhyme designed to fill your mind. Now that you realize the prize arrives, we got to pump the stuff to make it tough. From the heart, it's a start, a work of art to revolutionize, make a change, something strange. People, we are the same. No, we're not the same, cause we don't know the game. We need is awareness. We can't get careless. You say, what is this? My beloved, let's get down to business. Mental self-defense of fitness. Don't rush the show. You got to go for what you know. To make everybody see. In order to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Heartbeat high. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power! Fight the power! We got to fight the power! Fight
the motherland. You see, they call me a star, but that's not what I am. I'm a jungle brother, a true blue brother, and I've been to many places you'll never discover. Step to my side, suckers run and hide. Africans in the house, they get petrified. You wanna know why? I'll tell you why. Because they can't stand the sight of the jungle. They never fight a fuss, they never curse or cuss. They just stand on the side and stare at us. They get out of line, I put them on a vine and give them one big push for all mankind. There ain't nothing to it, I just go ahead and do it. I lay down the jungle sound and run right through it. And when I'm on the mic, I never stutter or stumble, cause I'm a jungle brother, straight out the jungle.
Cool and quiet, but quick to start up a riot. I write the rhyme, bums insist to bite it. I wear no gold around my neck, just black medallions. I show the homes of 3 black stallions. I don't care for fear, cause fear fears me. Out of 10 ways of dying, the first my G. I'm harder than the hardest, hard can get. Africa and I was Sammy B's on the set. I kicked the rhyme to the girl and she became my pet. I left the sucker some juice and now he's still in debt. The sucker said he wasn't scared but still in all he sweat. A poor man became rich because on me he bet. My brother's searching high and low, they're looking for me. Where will they find me?
In the J-U-N-G-L-A.
Yo, what up? This is Mike J. Jungle, repping for my man DJ RBI. Peace.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Struggle to live,
Struggle to live,
struggle to survive, struggle just to stay alive. Cause inside the jungle, either you do or you die. You got to be aware, you got to have the jungle life. Take it from a brother who knows, my friend. The animals and cannibals will do you in.
cut your throat,
Cut your throat.
stab you in the back. The untamed animals just don't know how to act. It's unbelievable, uncivilized. And now I'm starting to realize the danger in the jungle. The jungle means danger. Tension intense, hearts filled with anger. Men killing men just because of one's color. In this lifetime, I see nothing dumber, so I think. Before I make a move, make sure my rhyme goes along with the groove. Never backing on the brother when it's time to rumble. My name's Mike G, and I'm straight out the jungle.
Say R-B-I.
And now, coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, DJ RBI.
The R, the B, the I, the I.
What's up, family? How you doing today?
Hello there.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? What's up, family?
How y'all doing?
Shout out to everybody who came looking for that. Vance's VFC.
VFC. Yeah, we don't have it this time. Next time.
Oh, shit.
All right now. This is Kimberly Springle again. I'm live from Eaton, DC. We're out here with Chocolate City Rocks, enjoying an organization.
Yeah.
And we've been listening to the sounds of DJ RBI.
Yeah.
And I noticed, RBI, you took us a little bit to the present a little bit. You started out with movement music, Curtis Mayfield. Tell us about some of that Public Enemy and some of the other things you were playing.
Well, I need to see if I can remember because I was kind of on the road.
In the zone.
So I played, what I played before Public Enemy? I can't remember.
You had Billy Paul.
I'm going to run this down. Let's see. I'm going to use technology.
You played some Billy Paul. I heard that.
Oh, so yeah, what
I heard some Slide in the Family Stone. I heard that.
He's good.
So
I heard that.
Came out of that last announcement was Slide in the Family Stone.
All right, that's right.
And my memory's
we
terrible.
did a little Martin Luther King blend, you know, in salute and respect.
You did that very
Okay,
well.
now.
To the work that he did with the pivotal, iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, which was actually much longer than what we normally hear. It's probably about 15 minutes long.
That's right.
But they always give us the truncated version of it, and which I did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we did that, and then we went from there straight on over to "Umi Said" by Mos Def.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you did do that. That's
Enough
right.
Said, you know.
Yeah.
Umi Said. Then we went to "Fight the Power," and then we went to "Straight Out of the Jungle" by the Jungle Brothers. So it's back-to-back hip-hop classics, Public Enemy to the Jungle Brothers. Then from the Jungle Brothers, we went straight to rest in peace, Aretha Franklin,
That's right.
one of the sisters of the struggle. On that microphone, with "You Better Think," she called for freedom in the middle of that tune.
Freedom.
A lot of people weren't ready for that,
Yeah.
but it's a rallying cry, and it still stands in 2020.
That's right.
Freedom.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
So speaking of freedom and rallying cries, again, this weekend marks the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington, which is part of the reason why we're out here today.
That's right.
And before I get rolling, I want to introduce Head Rock, the mayor of DC Hip Hop, in the building, right over here to my left. Y'all can see him in the frame.
Hey, yo, way
That's
over
right.
there. What's up, Hetty? Hetty, what's up, man?
And he is, for those who don't know, I mentioned he's the mayor of DC Hip Hop.
That's what they say.
He is an advocate for artists, both personally and professionally. That's what he does. A monster rock star on the stage, y'all gonna find out today, because we're gonna have some performances going on as well. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And in between all of that, we're gonna chat. We're gonna talk a little bit,
Okay.
like we do, about history, about politics, about what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, this isn't a gripe fest. We don't do that. We don't complain. We
Nah,
don't
we
gripe.
don't do that.
You know, everything is solution-based, so we're going to have some of those discussions. And anybody in earshot of me on the street, join us. Come on over. We're going to have some music continuing by DJ RBI. We're going to have live performances, and we want people to join in the conversation. We got some rock stars in the building right now.
Yes, indeed. Shouts
And
out.
Shout out.
DC Super Sid over here.
That's right.
Yeah. Got the rock star journalist,
That's
photographer,
right.
and an author. Sid wrote one of the
Oh.
first books about DC hip hop that I'm aware of, and go-go. It had go-go and hip hop, right? He wrote. Oh man, what's the name of your book? Hold on. It's not Diamonds in the Rough.
Yeah.
I know the name of your book, Diamonds in the Rough. Diamonds in the Raw. Thank you very much.
Right, that's
And
right.
he kind of wrote it like a bio. So he had like the group affiliations in there. Your name in there, RBI.
We
in
got
that book.
We got some other rock stars
What's
in
up,
the
famo?
building.
How you doing? Oh! Rockstar showed up out
Oh
here.
man, we're gonna have to get
The
you on. We're gonna have to
Matador.
get you on camera
Oh,
on that one.
wait a
Don't
minute, wait a
wait
minute, he got the jump on. What the-
Oh no. He said no photographs. That's all right. Rockstar
look good,
fashion designer in the building.
Yeah, that's nice right there. Go ahead.
That's right.
I'm
All
honored.
of them.
It's an
That's
honor.
right. And we got another rock star in the building.
Jatai Lindsay over there, playing the distance game right now. But Jatai, we really old friends out here, all of us. 20 years, 25 years friends for real. So we got to kind of like act like we don't know each other a little bit. But Jatai, along with my man Fred, I don't know, folks. Anybody talk about Divine Cipher anymore? You remember we was on DivineCipher.com back? That's like one of the first social media and
I had a column on that joint.
correct me if I'm wrong, Jatai, but that's like one of the first social media, black, white, yellow, gray, tan, whatever, social media websites, hubs in this country for sure, probably in the world. And it was anchored here out of DC, and brother Ty Lindsay over there, rock star, phenomenal photographer. His credits are through the roof. So good to see you, fam. And my brother. And then Jatai also is the photographer for the album design for my first album, The Return of Black Broadway. This brother took the cover photo for it.
The
God
Return of
dang,
Black
Jatai.
Broadway. All right.
Yeah, so I'm indebted to him. I still owe him money for that. Yeah, we do.
All right. So speaking of that history, Return of Black Broadway. So
That's 16 years ago. Owe him money. They got interest and accrued and everything on that.
so your albums. We want to talk about music. We want to talk about.
Hold on.
What?
If I may.
Yes,
if I may.
yes,
You
may.
got to say who you are. We got to give you your.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I thought I gave my little introduction.
No, let's
but
do it again.
Let me circle back because
Yes.
I know there's some other people that have joined us. Welcome.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
my name is Kimberly Springle, and I am the founder and lead consultant for Nile Congo Cultural Consulting.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I help people preserve their history through genealogy, through public speaking, on various topics, on what else do I do? Workshops, you name it. Anything related to preserving your material culture, your family, photographs, heirlooms, things of that nature.
Yeah. And
So-
also, we got to say what else you are. You have a very big position in this town.
And also, I'm the executive director of the Charles Sumner School Museum and Archives and the historian for DC Public Schools.
The what?
DC Public Education System.
The
DCPS.
historian for the DC public school system.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a pretty big. That's a pretty big position in this town. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Absolutely. Shout out to DCP. I'm a DCPS alum. I didn't
That's right.
graduate out of the system, but I'm an alum. RBI is an alum.
That's right.
The
That's
system,
right. We
you
got
know.
some schools represented here.
So absolutely.
So yeah, so we're gonna chat a little bit. I didn't do the full introduction for you, so
I'm
we want to
sorry.
go back.
Okay,
Right?
yes.
So I talked about you being an advocate, artist advocate, and you have talked about a lot of issues in this town through your music.
Yes.
In particular, which is an anomaly, really. Going back 25
Yeah.
years or more. You
Yes.
mentioned The Return of Black Broadway. That was your debut album.
Yes.
And you talked about what's going on in this city, like pre the what's the word that you hear about now? Gentrification.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was happening. And the Return of Black Broadway released it in 2002, but in 2004 really released it. And there's a distinction in the album. Is like the first. It's like 25. It's like one of the first long albums to put out, like 25 songs on it. But the first part of it is kind of like conventional hip hop, subjects. You know how nice I am on the mic, that kind of stuff. You know, little situational things. But in 2004, you know, that's 3 years after the Iraq War, the invasion of Iraq, and so the social issues were really weighing heavy on me, and I decided to stop writing about how dope I was and stop talking about whack MCs and pick up a mic and battle the system. So I started dealing with social issues. So there's a distinction in that album
Right.
from 2004. Then everything that's come out after that has been kind of dealing with social issues.
You got an evolution, right? And so
Yeah.
there's also always social issues going on.
Yeah.
Always something going on.
Always.
And your album seemed to kind of pivot with different things that have happened in this country, whether you planned it that way or not.
Yeah.
As well. And it brings me to really why we're here today. We're talking about join an organization.
If you want to change your situation, you better join an organization.
He wrote a song about it, and that's the way it goes. So we're talking about evolution as well. So I
Okay.
mentioned the 57th. I want to talk a little history,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are here this weekend, the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington. It happened in 1963, August
Yes.
28th.
Yes.
And here we are in 2020
2020.
with the March on Washington. Now, back in 1963, it was a March for Freedom and Jobs. A lot of people may be familiar that actually the March on Washington was first pitched in 1941 by A. Philip Randolph.
Really?
And the reason why was because,
I know that.
well, A. Philip Randolph, let's back it up, was he started the Sleeping Car Porters Union,
Okay.
the association in Chicago.
Okay.
And so he was an activist on all fronts, and what was happening in 1941 was World War II.
Okay.
And there was a situation where black civilians were not getting jobs. They were being disenfranchised from working.
Okay.
So he threatened to march on Washington.
A. Philip Randolph did that.
Yep. And so Roosevelt kind of came in, passed the FEPC, and allowing for black people to get these jobs in industry, civilian jobs. So
Yeah.
then he no longer had to do that, right?
Yeah.
But here we go 23 years later with all of the drama in Birmingham, police officers. Hey, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia, rock star showing up.
Police officers sicking dogs on citizens, all of that.
Yeah.
Everything was exploding. So, and there was also Martin Luther King had come into popularity at that point as well. And so A. Philip Randolph joined forces with SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference,
Yeah.
led by Martin Luther King, and they have for jobs and for freedom. So the job part comes from A. Philip Randolph, and the freedom part was this new burgeoning civil rights movement. The 40s is very different from the 60s. Things shifted again. And so you had
Yeah.
the jobs, the March for Jobs and Freedom that came up in 63, and a lot of people don't know that A. Philip Randolph and also Brother Bayard Rustin,
Yes.
who people have come
yes.
to know,
yes.
were really responsible for doing a lot of the organizational parts of that.
Really?
So
So in 41,
1941,
A. Philip Randolph threatened a march on Washington,
threatened to march on
which
on
would have
Washington.
been a huge organized effort.
Organized
He
effort.
threatened and organized because this is join an organization.
Join an organization.
Right? And so he threatened to organize and march on the city, and that in and of itself prompted.
Policy prompted action to resolve the issue
Right.
of blacks, African Americans not getting civil jobs during World War II.
Wow.
So then he was like, okay, I can pull off of that for now. But then 22 years later,
Yeah. He had to pull it up again.
had to
hit
march
it
on
again.
Washington.
And sometimes it's like that.
In 2020, we having the March on Washington. So there's a continual pendulum. But I say that because you got a song about not panicking, right?
That's
The
right.
situation's under control. And I give that background history too to say that I mentioned there's always some issue, some social issue going on.
That's right.
And there's always people that we as people can support change.
We
and
have to.
improvements. We don't have a choice.
We have to. That's
Yeah.
right. We have to. What's going on today? My people, my fellow Americans, do not panic at this. Don't panic at what they're doing to this country. Don't panic at their response to us demanding our rights. This is nothing
Yeah.
compared to what our ancestors have been through. This is absolutely not. Here we are we sitting on the sidewalk. It's 2020. It's not 1920.
No.
And it damn sure ain't 1820.
Thank goodness.
And
for
we
that.
sitting on the sidewalk, brother walking the dog, sister over here. Nobody's chasing us, right? That's what our ancestors had to endure. So that's where that comes from for me. That's what I choose to stand on, and trying to manage life in these times. That's the Black rock star superhero mantra right there.
Tell us about that Black rock star superhero mantra. We wearing our shirts.
Black rock star superhero. That's an homage to my favorite two figures in popular American history, and those figures are Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. You know, we know what the work that they did, and with everything they were up against, they did their work. They did black rock star superhero shit. You know, so as I work to move this country forward and encounter obstacles to me trying to implement strategies and plans, and the opposition that I come up against, I have to keep going. I think back to what our ancestors had to deal with, and then I always say, you know, this is nothing. Like I say, ain't nobody chasing me down the street. It ain't gonna happen. I'm in my hometown. I feel very much protected here, and it gives me the peace that I need to continue moving forward. So that's what Black Rockstar Superhero is about. Harriet Tubman is my number one because she got free and she came back, and that's what it is. I'll tell you, I have been free. You hear people say I don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. I came back. I've been somewhere. I didn't like how things were happening there, so I came back to get my people, and that's what it is.
It's so interesting. You'll hear people sometimes try to say that the scholarship's not right. She didn't go back that many times and all of these things. But you know what? If she went back one time. Come on now. I mean, one time in that danger. We were talking about, you know, the Black Rockstar Superhero mantra, you know, the culture of it, what it means.
Yes.
And we were talking about that time period. We were talking about the Underground Railroad.
Yes.
Of which Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass were connected to.
Yes.
So in the spirit of talking about organization, that was an organized situation. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to be a safe house. You can come through here. Like, you could be killed. You could be jailed. It was illegal because slavery was legal.
That's right.
So I just say that to inspire anybody, you know, as far as like what our agency is, what we can do. You know,
that's the question that a lot of folks have, you know.
Yeah, but being in bondage, what are we going to do? So we're going to get there.
Yeah.
But what I want to say for the inspiration point is,
okay,
think about people in bondage who still were finding agency. More of those stories are coming out now, even the whole history field. You know, there was a story about, you know, abolitionists and other people like freeing us, Abraham Lincoln freeing us.
Yeah.
No. We were working that agency and our power as soon as our feet hit.
That's right.
The shores.
Getting together.
Right. Getting together, planning, making a way.
And organizing.
Trying to learn how to learn this language over here that we didn't know. And organizing. You can't just.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so it's an incredible feat to consider. And then applying that now when sometimes we might feel helpless about what to do in situations that are going on right now.
Absolutely. I'm all about celebrating how we came up out of this.
That's right.
You know, to be brought here and from mixed cultural regions off the continent. We can't speak each other's language. Wrapping my head around it, you know, Lord have mercy. But we all know we under the same threat. So it takes time. We got to figure out how to understand one another and figure out what we want and figure out how we're going to get that underneath, you know, being pursued and hunted night and day. Man, that's an amazing feat. It's beyond words for me, you know. And that's why I never despair. I never despair in these times. Please don't know that you come from the kind of stock that is you know, we're going. What Martin Luther King say? The arc of what's that whole
arc of
quote?
Justice bends toward.
Arc of something bends towards justice. That's where we
the
at. Rockstar, what's up with you? Yeah, you came right there. Arc of freedom. Thank you. Justice. What is it? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Got to get these MLK quotes right now. But yeah, so.
Arc of justice bends towards freedom? No, that don't sound right.
It's going towards justice.
It's coming our way. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
It's not going their way. It's going our way.
Yeah. So we're talking about joining an organization. So we got a few people around. Does anybody want to shout out an organization at all? Or share one?
Are you members of organizations?
Are you anybody members of organizations?
No.
Okay.
I'm a member.
Okay. All
I'm a
right.
member.
Yeah, I'm a member of an organization.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. Organizations come in all kind of shapes and form, and there's all kinds of
Issues.
roles, issues, even like professional organizations, like whatever discipline you might work in.
Yeah.
There's usually some kind of social justice arm, around diversity, inclusion, or whatever's happening.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's the name of the organization? Oh, I was going to repeat it. That's all.
Yeah. We got to repeat it for the people. We got people watching us. Oh.
Say it again. The Black Coalition Fighting Black Serial Murders. Wow. Okay. Out of Los Angeles.
Okay. Margaret Prescott. Okay. Prescott.
Okay.
Sojourner Truth Radio, 1982. Okay. L.A.
Wage. I've heard of that. Okay.
Wage. Okay. That's a great one. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, we need that. Artists definitely need to be organized so that we are informed of the technology and the usury that goes on in the entertainment industry. So
It's a lot of that.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Janet. Sophia,
Thank you.
you've got one? Outdoor Afro. Tell us about that one. Okay. Yes. That's a yeah.
I used to be afraid of the outdoors when I was growing up.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. Thank you for that, Sophia. Outdoor Afro. Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you, Sophia. Rockstar.
So, I think you got a set coming up.
Did you figure out what I'm going to perform?
Oh, I think I want you to perform.
You got to tell RBI.
Yeah, I'll tell RBI. You don't want to know? You just want him to drop it?
Well, call it out.
All right. I feel like the appropriate song of choice right now.
This is an interesting one. I got a lot of songs. I don't know.
He got a lot of songs.
I couldn't put them together. I handed it to her. I said, you call it out, I'll
He
rock.
sent me all these files. I said, look, just give me a list. So
like
we're gonna go with the flow. This is really impromptu and fun, right, y'all? So we're gonna kick things off with the Black Avenger.
You gotta load them up a couple. You gonna do them one at a time?
I'm gonna give him some more.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh.
You go ahead and do the Black Avenger, and then I'll set DJ RBI on.
Okay.
Is that cool?
What's up, Chocolate City? Let's get this thing right up in here, fam. This is pretty good right here. I don't think Oliver ever seen me rock before, so that's gonna be good. Got to get into my thing. If you got more of that music up here, that'd be great. Turn that music up, bro. Listen. Hey, check it now. In 2017, the world was awakened to the American dream and the founding fathers' nightmare. There he is right there where it predicted the revelation scripted. The mark of the beast is prolific, simplistic. You couldn't miss it. It's well funded and gifted. Merry Christmas, sins listed forgiven. They call it religion, then enslave God's children. But we ain't going out like that. We doing much more than fight back. Them black rock star superheroes on the attack. We ain't scared of the crack of the whip. Survivors of that trip on slave ships. Imbued with the trueness that makes others jealous to try to conquer and rule us. They clueless as to who this is. Turn to the Jedi ain't got shit on this kid. So Sophia, now don't panic. The situation up here is under control, and that means I got your back. And since you got my back, then we good to go. Hey, my job is to let you know that you might be scared, but I'll be there, and together we'll stare in the face of fear. Oh yeah, listen, check it. Now I'll kick in the door with 3 or 4 more. Tell them young brothers put down them swords. Hey, ask the queens, hold their applause. Put a crown on the king and go get yours. It's okay to do that. This is the 21st century. Relentlessly for 6 of them, America been lynching me, castrating me, debating me, blatantly hating me, taking me until eventually black love rediscovers its wealth, then discovers its health, because no one else has ever survived the stealth of that mischievous elf. The whole world hollers for help, so here we come on djembe drums and congos, Chocolate City rockin' the Carlos for a better tomorrow. Where's a hard act to follow, a bitter pill to swallow for some, but ain't nothing they could do till we done, so you better. Now don't panic, the situation up in here is under control, and that means I got your back. Listen, and since you got my back, we good to go. Hey, my job is to let you know that you might be scared, but I'll be there, and together we'll stare in the face of fear. Oh yeah? I'll take some more of that music up in here too. Shout out to brother Andrew, working the sound. Shout out to Eaton, DC, and the Kent Sugi, or Sugi, I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation, for hosting us up in here today. RBI, so fly. I don't know what's coming next. I don't even, let me see. Oh, I'll take all that music out there. I want to thank all of you folks out here. A lot of y'all I know. Most of y'all I know. That's pretty all right. Most of y'all been over my house for some good eats and meals and cookouts. This is the crew, the family right here. We're going to get that back up too, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, to all my people in the front, come a little closer, get what you want. Come on! To all my people on the ground, and don't let me down. Hey, to all my people in the back, do that. Just let me know where you're at. To everybody in the place, you know the song, sing along and fill up this space with black. We filling up this space with black. I'm all up in your face with black and love. You know what I'm saying, Matador? Let me highlight it. Hey, look, it's like this. Now some people is afraid to be black, and you could tell full well by the way that they act. They be embarrassed all over the flat, so they do or say shit to separate from the pack. You know them cats living 2 different lives, being idolized, despised, dwelling in the divide. So you at the office, y'all, they bona fide, but in the crowd of real brothers, they run and hide. They got high hopes and being a token, and racial slurs spoken rarely provoke them. When at the office cooler and they friends tell black jokes, the problem with that dope is they ain't black folks. But you wanna fit in, so you grin. Since they your friends, you try to transcend to make them more comfortable. Next thing you know, you begin to pitch in, family, and that is not black love. And that is not black love. And that is not what she was thinking. Oh, hey, if you believe, then turn around and give your neighbor some love and holler black, y'all. Black love, black love. Hey, you're lucky if you practice black love. Black love, black love. Hey, you're lucky just to have. Come on, you know the song, sing along. Black love, black love. Hey, you're lucky if you practice black love. Hey, RBI, am I hitting that like Houdini? Listen, to all my people out there who ain't afraid to be black, turn to your side, give your neighbor some dap. Holla back, y'all. Black love, black love. Hey, you're lucky if you practice black love. It's for the love that we give. See, even with depression, we didn't trip. Now, the V is for the victory. Hey, we live from Chocolate City. Oh, all right, I like this right here. I like this. Oh, RBI, you know how we do. RBI, you know how we do. Keep it running. Gun it. I want to put my dragster on the strip today. You know what I mean? I want to run them down today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Hey, now everybody throw your hands up. Hold them there. Let me get the handcuffs. Reach for the sky. Throw them up high. This is the ID check. Time to verify. Listen, DC, show me where you at. Maryland, VA, where you at? Reach for the sky, throw 'em up high. We taking this. Listen, now black love is back, that's the truth. The only thing in this world that's bulletproof. From the spoof promoted to the youth that's successful when brother is called a go-to. With a scowl on their face from the noose, spitting that ruthless shit in the booth. The suicide rate skyrockets through the roof, and only them jackers benefit from the abuse. The nation's capital, the last plantation, with niggas' votes don't count, cause cracker legislation from slave days engraved in they brazen racist sayings declare a nigga's vote Nathan. Great Satan, y'all watch that monument. A white hood, red eye sits atop of it, and I'ma let y'all draw the conclusions. We the solution, y'all part in the intrusion. Hey, now everybody show your hands up. Hold them there, let me get the handcuffs. Reach for the sky, throw 'em up high. This is an ID check, time to verify. DC, show me where you at. I say Maryland, VA, where you at? Reach for the sky, throw 'em up high. We taking this. Listen, now black love is back, that's the sequel. A resurrection prompted by the lethal, crucial fiction will adjust your ego, AKA don't fuck with my people. We're here to deal with the stereotypes, crack pipes, broken homes, and material lights. Fronts for non-psych insight might shine light on the madness of why we fight, cause it's internal. Put away your journal, this ain't Penn State, we don't want your paternal. It's thousands, housing miles heard from thousands and millions that niggas is doing all the killing. Who's willing to patrol the block, slinging black love, we taking over neighborhood watch. My God, I see his attitude on lock, we running up on your spot whether you like it or not. Hey, now everybody, this DC music. This how cats from DC talk about it. Throw 'em up high. This my hometown right here. Yeah. DC, show me where you at. Maryland, I told you I was gonna put that drag on the strip. We taking this. Oh, RBI in the mix. Yeah. The perfect song. We want to move this country forward. So this is what I'm saying. You got to come back home. We got to get back down into the South. How about that? Now I'm going to stand on my soapbox right here a little bit. We got to go help our people out in these faraway towns that's being menaced by these mischievous people out here. I'm going to be real nice with my words out here today. But I know you feel me. You gotta come out of the lap of luxury. You're too luxurious. You can't be eating a food and expect to get a result, huh? Listen, here I am, black man, African, here to take a stand. Fuck Uncle Sam and his plan, redefining what's American. Unity, you and me, all soon to be brothers, sisters, lovers, misters, misses, no more mistress, kisses, everybody home for Christmas. Inshallah, who we are, we passengers on the Black Star, occupants in the same car, sporting war paint from the same scar. Ancestors torn apart, let's put us back together, make art. Let's start right now, any place, anyhow, turn that frown upside down. Don't nobody wanna hear you growl. Your smile, your style, Chocolate City drive me wild. Relief from the beast profile. Meet me down by the river now. I'm waiting for you. Come on home to Chocolate City. This is Chocolate City, USA. All my peoples out in PG, out in Montgomery County, Arlington, Fairfax, throughout all of the DMV, as far west as Jefferson County, West Virginia, to the east side of Anne Arundel, south to Spotsylvania, north to Frederick. Come back home. They owe us this. This our shit right here. You can't come here with that shit. We can get this thing all over again. Shout out to Marion Barry. You gotta do that Mayor for Life at some point, RBI. Listen up. Black love, nothing like it. All day and night they try to fight it. They never want to see us get united. They stay delighted, keeping us divided. You're invited, not to hide it. It's in your blood, bass lines. Give it up waistlines in the club, great times, frisky from whiskey, lager, swagger, tipsy, gyrate with the hippie, so close you almost kiss me, cypher with the fellas, rhythm like fuck storytellers, in the rain under umbrellas, doing it to death, nothing you can sell us. I got friends from way back who ain't here, gotta say that. I carry them in the knapsack, honor them with all hand claps on whack raps, full contact. We ain't really trying to hear that, battling we don't fear that. Grown-ups against mere brats, got to say, rest in power to our friend Chad. From back in the day, the world knows him as the Black Panther. Here in the 90s, Black Broadway, Chad. I used to see Chad rocking with Jabari and Baye with that Human Prophets outfit. RBI. The brother's gone. It's amazing. It's amazing. But you know what, though? That's how it is. I want to shout out somebody else, my man Rough Mike from the group Precise Science. He passed away 2 years ago. Revolutionary artist. It's something he used to say at all the shows. He used to say, Rough Mike used to say, we're not all going to make it. That's what this cat used to say at the show 10 years ago. And he died 2 years ago, and he not here. But we here, and you here, so what you going to do? You know? The theme of this song, you want to change your situation, you better join an organization. I'm not talking to y'all out here. I know we already involved. This is for my virtual audience right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here preaching to the choir. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, shout out, man. Shout out my man Uncle D, Dave Boston. They got a few loved ones. I'm sure we all have some loved ones that have transitioned on to the next. This year. Shout out to RBI's Pops. We was going down the lane with it. Yeah, man. There you go. All right, RBI, I'm ready. I'm done. I'm up my soapbox. Oh, my goodness. Hey, DCPS is under attack by the same discrimination from way, way back. Hold on. Wait back, RBI. Wait. So join an organization. So I used to be a part of this organization called Empower DC. Grassroots community organizing group working here in DC. They got issues that they work on. One of them was public education. And they were working on public education at the time when they were closing schools, closing the public schools, and then opening up these quasi-corporate charter schools. It's all a game to get the money, to get the city's resources for private companies. I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here you go. Yeah. Listen, DCPS is under attack by the same discrimination from way, way back. They don't like what we affirm because we black, so ever since integration, public education is way off track. Derailed by political acts designed to disenfranchise blacks. Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal. These charter schools are similar evils against the people. It's legislation by class, it's the sequel of Brown versus the board to educate the Negro. Another veto of African descendants. Another civil rights fight against the remnants. A constituted infringement on kinships of non-European elitists and their dependents. Never forget there was a time in this nation where the darker persuasion was denied education. It was illegal for an African to write or read the Queen's English because they were taking life. So don't believe the hype, it's all about class, so the rich can have first what everybody gets last. They chew the fat, leave the scraps for the mass of internalized oppressing cans disconnected from my past. DCPS is under attack by the same racism from way, way back. They don't like what we affirm when we act, so ever since integration, public education is way off track. Derailed by political acts designed to disenfranchise blacks. In every city, it's the same situation. They trying to take us back to plantation education now. Kill the Indian and save the man. Since day one has been the master's plan. Now you can stand with Uncle Sam, but they still need to work the land. So Marriott had a charter school in the district where only brown kids attend by their statistics. You do the math, 2 sugars of 4 times 40 rooms, maids over 14 floors equals, let me get the door for you, mister. Teach them servitude, forget about history. Adrienne Fenty's appointee culturally, so she closed the schools and neighborhoods where we needed them. Against parents' wishes, boarded up and weeded them. Then Fenty deeded him, the greedy men who greeted him. When Chocolate City needed him, he mistreated him. DCPS is under attack by the same discrimination from way, way back. They don't like what we affirm when we act. So ever since integration, public education is way off track. Derailed by political acts designed to disenfranchise blacks. In every city, it's the same situation. They're trying to take us back to plantation education down. These charter schools are publicly funded, so any special interest group can basically run it. Brothers and sisters, the problem is special interest. Discrimination leaves a wiggle room of only inches. Let me relay to you what opened my eyes. Chocolate City is called the October Surprise. It's where you think your pride was accepted, where you applied only to find your later denied. They get that voucher money off of your kids. They special interest sent you back where you live. 1 month into the school year without fear. So the horror of the situation is the disruption of your dependents' education. And never mind the fact your neighborhood school was bulldozed flat. Michelle redid that. Now ask some parents up at Bruce Monroe on Georgia Ave. They gonna let you know. How many people in the Bruce Monroe Park? Remember that? How many people remember when it was Bruce Monroe School? That's the school they got rid of so they could run gentrification up Georgia Avenue. They had to get rid of that school so they could put all them bars and clubs up in the street, all those beer gardens. It's a million beer gardens on Georgia Avenue now. Only way they could get it there was to get rid of that school. They got rid of that school. They promised to rebuild it, and they ain't rebuilding it. That's what's up. So that's part of organized activity. We still on RBI? I'll take what you got. Oh my goodness. I'll take more of that music. Listen, now it's the funk in this journalist. I'm on call with the audio tourniquet. Ha, now culture, you concerned with it. Slave education now helps with unlearning it. And Harriet Tubman, she's my role model. Freed myself first, now we're back to lead the way to follow. We provide ancient knowledge in this land of sorrow. Resuscitate your tomorrow from a sleepy hollow. I said, remix got your back. Heel to heel, tooth and nail when the beast attacks. So when they broadcast that smack, we ain't trying to let them get away with that. So, in Chocolate City, I mix what I like. These corporate DJs ain't doing it right. Hey, and since I'm on the mic, hey, you might get some black pie music tonight. You might hear some black pie music tonight. Hey, you about to get some black pie music tonight. And why not? Hey, come on and plug it to the network. Absorb the research off about the experts. Listen, and if you're thinking Yale and Harvard, don't bother. My scholars harbor wisdom from the starboards. I'm talking about African cosmology. Explain everything discovered by they Ptolemy. Shit, they can't tell us about astrology. Word to Tahuti, I offer no apologies. I said, remix got your back. Heel to heel, tooth and nail when the beast attacks. Cause when they broadcast that smack, we ain't trying to let them get away with that. So, in Chocolate City, I mix what I like. These corporate DJs ain't doing it right. Hey, and since I'm on the mic, hey, you might hear some black pie music tonight. You might hear some black pie music tonight. Huh, you finna get some black pie music tonight. And this is DC Hip Hop, and we won't stop. True to the essence, never will we flip-flop. The only pop I do is lock on this rock. Mothership funk cooking up a cosmic slop. Empowerment music for the movement. They gotta see us even though they refuse it. But it's useless. The truth and the proof is conclusive. I said free mix got your back. Heel to heel, tooth and nail when the beast attacks. Cause when they broadcast that smack, we ain't trying to let them get away with that. So, in Chocolate City, I mix what I like. These corporate DJs ain't doing it right. Hey, and since I'm on the mic, hey, you might hear some black pie music tonight. You might hear some black pie music tonight. You about to get some black pie music tonight, and why not? That's from the Black Rockstar Superhero Street Tape LP. And then maybe after this one we'll come back. Okay. I'll take as much music volume as I can get. The mic is cool. Maybe it's a little hot on the mic too. But as much and this speaker, if this speaker can get a little, can y'all hear out here? It sounds really good right here. Okay, y'all good out there? I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself, for those who don't know. Listen, I retired from the plantation in 2004. Next buried my grandmother before a European tour. Promoting my score, The Return of Black Broadway. My first mega solo album, killing it all day. London, Amsterdam, Paris, Cambridge, and Brighton Beach. Interviews and setting up shows for the Titans reach. It was an expedition, look, I had to go fishing. Matthew Henson versus Vincent, real over fiction. Her story we'll mention. Punk, rock, and DC hip hop's coalition. Guess who was the filament? Spitting that guerrilla shit about gentrification. Bammers didn't want to deal with it. Said they weren't feeling it. Still, it didn't stop me from dropping hard copies. Coast to coast, I'd brag and boast. Now they call me cocky, cause a brother had the moxie to challenge the orthodoxy. Balboa, bow thrower, sloppy like Rocky. So, in 2004 is when I started talking about gentrification. Started talking about racism as an artist. In the 90s, I made my name as a battle MC, one of those cats. But as I got older, I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? So I started talking about social justice, and I watched the clubs try to close the door on me because they didn't want me to have me up in there. But I took my crew from East Coast, West Coast, points in between, running full steam with the head Rockwell machine. It was Grizzly Bear and U-Rock in the airport styling, recognized in the Bay for shows we rocked on Long Island. 2005 and Negrophobia softball, was nervous about the title till Katrina hit Gulf Shores. FEMA would ignore the poor, mostly blacks begging for a life jacket from Black Waters. Martial law was the order, Operation Ceasefire, hundreds of thousands. The biggest crowd to date I had the pleasure of housing, aroused in the interest of an admitted thief who tried to lure me in his lounge, but I stayed in them streets cause he ain't wanna pay a brother, even though he had loot. My then wife was pregnant, about to drop jaw out the chute, gave him a boot, and with a newborn torn in my soul, I went back to that plantation, trading money for control. So, while I wasn't getting no love in my hometown, I took my boys out on tour. And that's at the time where there was a popular group, Thievery Corporation. You know them. They hollered at me, wanted me to start a label up here in DC, but like what you was talking about, they didn't want to put that bread in my pocket, so I had to go back, you know. Now, enslavement didn't last long, my health declined, started gaining weight and suffering from stress all the time. 2007, U.S. Social Forum, I scored some with Dr. Ball and Capitol Resistance. We floored them, invited by the Green Party to run for president. Co-managing my man's campaign seemed more relevant. A Herculean feat, like to give shout to many who supported. We turned it over to Cynthia McKinney with no more wind in me. That sacrifice took its toll. Things got so bad at home, my brother was forced to roll without part of his soul. Solo on the road, in the valley of the shadow of death, as it was told. I bounced around a little bit. Some people showed me kindness. Landed in La Oria, 4 years to digest. The last 10 years, full of blood, sweat, and tears, which I won't reveal here. Next album, I'll be clear. Yeah. That's my story. When the Invincible. It's on you, director. You the director. Okay, you back. Thank y'all.
Uh-oh, my mic on? Let me see.
Your mic is on.
It's on, yeah. Wow. We're going to get to what you just performed for us. What a fantastic performance.
Well, thank you.
But before we go there, I don't know why we didn't have DJ RBI just do the set list to begin with, because y'all have history, so I didn't talk about y'all as history.
That's
I
right.
talked about y'all separately. But before I even go there, for my viewers out here, you can hear DJ RBI every Monday on 89.3 WPFW. 89.3 is the dial, and you can hear him from 10 to midnight. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
10 to midnight.
Yes.
It's a mix of all things, hip-hop, jazz, house music, everything. This man here is a music encyclopedia. So tune in to his programming.
The number
on
one
Mondays.
ethnomusicologist. Hands
The
of
hands
God.
of God.
Yeah. DJ RBI.
So, Head Rock.
Yes.
Before we jump into your set,
Okay.
and talk a little bit about this history and politics and what's going on in the world and your motivations for some of these songs that you wrote.
Okay.
Tell us about you and DJ RBI, your history, and why it just makes sense that he would put together your set list.
That's a long history. So, and RBI, you gotta chime in on this. I couldn't even tell you when I met RBI. It's like I've been knowing RBI all my life.
Retox.
Retox. Okay. That's where DC9 is now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Back when it was like a condemned building. Right?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah. The holes in the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
We were so this
It
back
was so normal back then for a lot of those spots to be like
the
that.
Retox is on 9th Street, y'all. 9th and U. So one of the things I like to say is that the art scene is in DC hip hop is responsible for the revitalization of U Street
Most
in the
definitely.
90s.
That's some history.
U
right
Street in the 90s was the old bombed out U Street from the 60s. They really hadn't, done too much. Ben's Chili, but a few businesses that were down there. But in the 90s, the DC hip hop scene, and not just the hip hop scene, the art scene, the punk rock scene, the indie rock scenes, the poetry scenes, were all on U Street. And we were congregating where we could, and so this Retox place, it was like an abandoned building that we would go in and have freestyle ciphers and battles and parties, and one of a few that we did. So that's when I met RBI. Long story short, RBI is part of my crew. I have a crew called Infinite Loop. I'm part of a crew called Infinite Loop. So RBI is part of the foundings of that crew, Infinite Loop. I don't even know how to talk about Infinite Loop, man. Infinite Loop, I guess for context, you could say it was like the Wu-Tang Clan of DC hip-hop before you knew about Wu-Tang Clan.
It was the Wu-Tang Dungeon Family
Okay, there you go.
native tongues of DC.
Ah, that's what it was. So,
Because it wasn't just a bunch of solo rappers. It was producers, and
Yes.
groups, DJs,
yes, and I think it's significant that we were a group of young men who came together to support one another in our artistic endeavors. That's the thing that I like to highlight about our families from back in the day. That doesn't get spoken about a lot. I got like thrown out of the house and left the house when I was 18. So I was out here in the streets, and RBI is one of the people that I ran into, out in the streets, and with him and 15 to 20 other young men. It's deep because there's a lot of condemnation of young men. But I'm part of a group of young men. When we got together, we lifted each other up, and we helped each other. We decided not to compete with each other, and we decided to help each other to make it. And so that's what Infinite Loop did. It's got a legendary, iconic name. Shows galore. Oh man, Jerobi from Tribe Called Quest is part of the Infinite Loop. I don't know how to talk about it. RBI, outside of the loop, Head Rock War Machine. RBI is the DJ.
That's right.
This is the man right here.
That's right. So he knows your catalog and all of that. And
Turn that mic to you.
let me turn the mic. Let me get this mic right. It's the seat.
Rock star.
There we go. Let me get it right. That's better, right?
Yes.
But then I can't. I gotta fix it so I can talk into it and see you.
How about that?
That's better. But I need to. Yeah, perfect. See?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of know what I'm doing
mean,
a little bit.
It's a little bit of something about how to handle a microphone, as you all just saw. But so let's talk about your other groups as well a little bit. So you have over a dozen whammies, which is the Washington Area
Music Association.
Music Association.
Yeah.
Over a dozen, crossing Head Rock, crossing 3 Levels of Genius.
Yeah. Shout out to 3LG.
And also, there's this
What?
rock band,
Gotta see us.
Gotta See Us,
Got our
which is
flag
right
out
on the
here.
flag here as well. But as far as your set, you ran down some songs for us. Well, RBI did, and you
Yes.
you jump right on in because that's what you do. So you did Come On Home.
That's from the Black Leon Project, produced by Black Ink. And that song is about, it's called Come Home. A lot of folks have left this town. A lot of folks have become disheartened what's going on. and they leave, and you leave me here. I'm not leaving. And so you see the situation get worse, and then folks go somewhere and they find out that place that they go to ain't nowhere better. You're not treated any better. Those are the times that we live in now. You know that you moving to the burbs don't mean nothing. You know, Paul Mooney used to call it, everybody's having their nigga wake up moment. You're a nigga. Where you go? That's it. Come on back home, and let's organize, and let's get us some political power, like we used to have, like Marion Barry organized in the day. A lot of folks. We got to hit mayor for life at some point, right? You know.
RBI got you, okay.
And bring this place back to the shining glory that it was when I was born in it, way back in 1971. You know, I got to witness that, be a part of that greatness of black excellence, of leadership in the nation's capital. It's truly a very special situation that in the nation's. Check it out. In the nation's capital, in the champion of democracy, the nation's capital, the citizens are not afforded democratic rights.
That's crazy.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate in cognitive dissonance. Right? I was born in this town in 1971, the city that's not a state. So in effect, I was born on a plantation. This is the last plantation in the nation. You don't have a voice in Congress. You know, shout out to Eleanor Holmes Norton, the icon. She cast a vote, but they don't count it.
Right.
In Congress. That's deep. And you had to ask yourself, well, why is that? It's like that for racist reasons. Why? Because this is Chocolate City. Majority residents black, and it's still Chocolate City. Folks reply with Vanilla Villa, which is it's silly to me because when you're comparing vanilla to chocolate, the vanilla bean, the color of vanilla is darker than chocolate. So what are you really saying when you say that? Vanilla as a color is blacker than chocolate. So what you really trying to say? Right? So I try to point those things out and use that as a point to, get us all to think a little bit, and try to, come together on something.
So I want to switch gears a little bit too.
Thank you. I'm rambling. Switch gears.
No. I mean, you ran through. We know you.
I don't. Hey, Susan, I don't mind that.
Susan is laughing.
Pull the needle.
Yeah. Yank it back just a little bit.
I need that. That's why you're the host.
So I want to talk about a little bit about sports culture. Because there are things that are going on right now with, the NBA.
Hey, family, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Hey, family.
Hello.
Hey, fam.
With the NBA taking a stand, about
man.
what's going on in the streets and about, the murders of black people, by law enforcement.
Absolutely.
And but there's other issues too. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
4 years ago was
right.
when he first took a knee, and then it just went haywire as far as like him being disenfranchised from joining a team.
Absolutely.
And it was manipulated to say that he was against the troops, which we already know, that's not the case. Even
that's they play on it.
Military folks were like, no, that's not it, right?
You're right.
And then also right here in Washington, D.C., we got the Washington football team, which right now is their temporary / official name until they discover what their new mascot will be.
That's right.
And but you wrote a song about changing the name of the Washington football team several years ago now.
2007, pardon me. 2007, I wrote a song called Change That Name, about changing the name of the Washington Redskins, the professional football team. I wrote that song after taking a trip up to Bemidji, Minnesota, which is the headwaters of the mighty Mississippi. And I was invited there by the native indigenous peoples up there, the Red Lake nations and the White Earth nations. And I got to meet with a big leader up there, Tom Goldtooth. Mm-hmm. Got a chance to interview him, and he was telling me about the name Redskins. And it really, I'm DC, I grew up Redskins fan. I'm social justice back then, but there's this this ignorance that I carry on me, and that's when I became aware that Redskins was just like nigga, and that we shouldn't be saying that. So I was inspired to write a song called "Change That Name," and that's 2007. Shout out to my man Kevin Blackistone, ESPN sports commentator. He's also a professor at the University of Maryland. He caught wind of that song after I wrote it, and actually my longest standing year-to-year gig is being a guest lecturer in his class around every Columbus Day. He brings me up to the University of Maryland to perform the song "Change That Name," but then also have a song called Chris Columbus.
I was like, you wrote a song about him too.
Yeah, and to speak to his sports journalism class about mascots, racist mascots in the sports industry. And so fast forward, in 2020, we're watching this society change before our eyes, and we should be thrilled about it. It's seemingly chaotic, and it's supposed to be. That's what happens when you hold people accountable, and they not ready to give it up. So they're gonna kick and scream and holler, but you gotta keep your foot on the gas pedal with it.
That's right.
That's what we got to do. And they're gonna attack us. They're gonna kill some of us. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Absolutely. And you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal to keep moving this country forward. So I want to shout out to the athletes. I used to roll around with my man Dr. Jared Ball. Matter of fact, he's doing something tonight. Professor Jared Ball, who I had the pleasure of. I actually ran a presidential campaign in 2007. A lot of people don't know that, for the Green Party. But we used to talk about when change would happen in this country. And we deduced that change would happen in this country when the sports industry was affected. And lo and behold, here we are. Thanks for a nice little toss-up, little alley-oop from COVID. The sports athletes, the stance that they have been taking is what's moving this country forward. I'd like to really point out these young athletes being courageous and organized. Because the players' unions are all behind this. That's how it's happening. Being organized and being conscious and courageous, because the youngins, the young sports athletes, I say young, I'm almost 50, so I say youngins, right? They like 30, in their 30s. They get a lot of flack for who they are, but they are the leaders, more so than the religious folks, more so than the politicians, more so than your pop culture entertainers. The new leaders of this nation are us, we, the artists. It's our turn now. It's our turn now to lead this. I'm real talk. Artists are the only ones you can trust to tell you the truth. Even if I don't like the truth, I gotta tell you the truth, right? The athletes are doing the same exact thing. So shout out to them. Shout out to Kaepernick, and take that on back to stand on the shoulders of cats like Paul Robeson. So
and I brought that up because again, I want to bring us back to our theme as well. Join an organization.
If you want to change your situation, you better join an organization.
Right.
You want to change your situation, you better
join an organization.
If you want to change your situation, you better
join an organization.
If you want to change your situation, hey, you better
join an organization.
Ain't nothing going to change if you don't join an organization, fam. How many people fighting the struggle? Don't put your hand up mentally, in your head. How many people out here dealing with something, a challenge, right, that they can't figure out, can't overcome? Go find the organization that's involved in that challenge, and you watch things move in your life. That's how it's going to change.
So before we jump on your set again, I want to point out, too, I brought up the whole sport situation because, I also said Kaepernick took that knee for the first time 4 years ago.
That's how long it's been?
4 years.
4 years.
4
Wow.
years to the date, like a couple days ago.
Wow.
And so it wasn't an instant thing, and it usually is not. It takes time. Changing the name of the football team. Dan Snyder kicked and screamed. But then things happen. COVID, all this other stuff happened. and he was forced. But there were other people that had their foot on the gas pedal.
That's right.
It wasn't just like, oh, Dan Snyder gave in. There were some other elements at play.
Now he caught up, ain't he? Dan Snyder about to get
that's
caught
a
up.
whole nother.
He got to get snapped. Got to get snapped. He should have changed the name. He should have changed the name 10 years ago. That's what you get for. He got caught with that Nebuchadnezzar. That's what I'm gonna call that. for all my religious folks.
No, but you know, you got to be involved. You got to keep going. You can't be discouraged. You know, Kaepernick never stopped, really. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, fully lionize him because there's others before him that took a knee as well, you know. But he got all of this attention because they put it on him.
That's right.
Okay. But nonetheless, he was relentless. And
That's
so
right.
many others have been. So I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
When talking about, you know, being in organizations and you pushing for change and it seems like nothing's moving, keep on pushing, keep going.
Keep moving.
All right. So I think it's time for another set.
Is that what you want to do? You curate. Whatever you say do, I'll do.
I think it's time for some more music.
What's up, family? All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to let DJ
RBI.
RBI
going to do it all?
Yeah, RBI going to do his thing. We figured this out. That's what works.
All right, this time I want to do this. So let me hear a little bit of what you're going to play, and then I'll tell you what it's from. Hold on. Okay, so this song right here is from the Black Rockstar Superhero Street Tape. And it's called, where's my phone at? That's what I'm looking for right now. All right, there we go. It's from the Black Rockstar Superhero Street Tape, and you can get that at blackrockstarsuperhero.com. This is the tribute. It's called Mayor for Life, and it's a tribute to Marion Barry.
Mayor for life, to the death, with every breath till there ain't none left. Mayor for life, to the
Shout out to Marion Barry. Honor that brother. Come on.
Mayor for life,
Yeah.
to the death, with every breath till there ain't none left.
Listen, hey, you couldn't walk a mile in the God's step.
Mayor for life, to the death. Mayor for life, to the death, with every breath till there ain't none left.
Hey, despite the hate, persecution, and gossip,
Mayor
he's.
for life, to the death.
Listen, now he was born in the hatred of Mississippi, the birthplace of the phrase Black Power, simply coined by Stokely Carmichael in response on the Snick March. For civil rights, life was harsh for little Africans, and since his mama knew it, she moved the family to Memphis pursuing improvement.
Wanted more for her kids.
Then the rotten life of picking cotton, which he did like a slave, somehow is forgotten. College graduate, civil rights advocate, impossible obstacles he had to battle with now. They wouldn't let him to the white kids in Kansas going for his PhD. Neither were he in Tennessee, but through the misery, the brother was steadfast, doing what he could to make sure we weren't dead last, regarded as outcasts. He organized us of the lower class to fight the power and stick it to their ass. Mayor for life, hey, to the death, with every breath till there ain't none left. You couldn't walk 3 feet in the God step.
Mayor for life, to the death.
Hey,
Mayor for life,
to the death, with every breath till there ain't none left. Despite the hate, persecution, and gossip.
Mayor for life, do it to
Listen, hey, he came to Chocolate City with a passion. On his own, we didn't have to beg or ask him. He was a nonviolent general working for social justice. Marion didn't butt kiss. Facing down muskets, he helped open up SNCC in Chocolate City using boycott might right against price hikes for a bus trip. In him we trusted with his black love encrusted judgment. Pan-African royalty, he proved his loyalty, acting locally to influence thinking globally. Fighting for civil rights, he was ahead of the tide, helping unemployed blacks by establishing pride. Hey, he even took a bullet while serving the public. It was black men who done it, but he didn't jump ship. He black loved it, overstood the circumstance. So when he asked, could he be our mayor, we gave him the chance. Yeah. Make sure you get on down to see that statue. Huh. You couldn't walk 1 inch in the God step.
May it for life, do it to death. May it for life, to the death. With every breath till the
Hey,
end, none left.
hey, we miss you, Marion Fairbrae. We miss you, Marion Fairbrae.
Do it to death.
Now who ain't never suffered from a crack in their armor? Been victims of attacks to diminish their honor. Self-righteous opinions ignore the laws of karma. We all flawed in this life. Word the Dalai Lama. Hey, them feds said his offense was a crime, so they gave him prime time, trying to cage up his mind. They could have gave him a fine, but since they don't play kind, sent him to jail where he went without crying. Had it been you or I, we'd have lost it. He didn't forfeit, he bossed it. Came home, was exalted by the same people he supported way back when dogs attacked him just because of their black skin. Now this African American is a legend, an icon, a hero. He rose from zero. My knowledge of COINTELPRO lets me know, we owe much love to this badass Negro. Hey,
May it for life,
woo!
to the
King
death.
RG.
Every breath till
I
the
see you, baby. Hey, you couldn't walk 1 inch in the God step.
May it for
Hey,
life,
come on.
do
To,
it to death.
hey, may it for life, to the death. With every breath till there ain't none left. Despite the hate, persecution, and gossip. He.
May it for life, do it to death.
This song right here is from my last album called The Black Avenger. And it's about religion. Because that's a lot of what's in the way right now. A lot of folks' spiritual beliefs and believing that other people should be believing what you believe, and if they don't, they ain't shit, right? So religion is a prison, cells full of contradiction, inhabited by backsliders addicted to fiction, having daily conniptions, making bipolar decisions. Swear they be having visions, talking to he who is risen, full of paternalism, capitalism's in them, dutiful racist system supporters harming their daughters, expectation placing, security complacent, dumb, deaf, and blind niggas they children be dating, the devil's paper chasing, the prophet's words forsaken, exceptions on that bacon, Allah salam alaikum. What's haram for you might not be haram for me. Shit, it's plain to see on so much we do not agree. So how we gonna achieve peace and perfect harmony given what we believe in our needs for autonomy? United we stand to back the economy. Divided we fall from that dichotomy. Who's my God today? I sincerely do not know. So many have so much to say. Eeny, meeny. I swear to God, y'all, these preachers are pimping people preoccupied with the afterlife. Got you thinking you're going to hell if you ain't acting right. For heaven on earth, you gotta sacrifice knowledge of self, saving to build the wealth of a paradise. To the reverend's delight, we pray day and night. Heads bowed, eyes shut, pockets wide, tithing with all our might. But looking bargaining with the Savior for a favor, curtailing bad behavior, now commit them sins later. Trespassing on your neighbor, and it's okay to kill him. Religion grants forgiveness, so you ain't gotta be the villain. Authority is given to reciters of scripture, and congregations flock to hear holy men whisper. Considered pious, meanwhile there's Hitler, and that's not the only monster we can agree on. Word is born, opinions are strong, but the truth is, every faith-based nation has been ruthless. They show us roots with Alex Haley. They tell a story barely and still holler with them Hail Marys. And true to form, they gonna take this hostile like they predecessors did, giving rise to the Gospels. Who's my God today? I sincerely. Who's your God today? So many have so much to say. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's my God today? I sincerely do not know. So many have so much to say. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's religion.
You know, this racism in this country is it's in the foundation of the buildings that this country says it's built upon. All these colonial buildings. It's in the foundation of this country, you know, and we're constantly trying to tell America that they need to wake up. You know, America represents oppression throughout the world, but they don't recognize that they're part of the problem. And racism has manifested itself in many different ways, and now it's in the whole sports industry, you know. And, you know, they just don't get it. Why is it that somehow in this country's history and the way that they took our lands, colonized, exterminated the Indians, this mindset, like if we were expendable, you know, that's into the racism of this country and its founding, to the point to where they feel they can get away to using, you know, Indian mascots, the Redskins, you know. What does that really
Listen,
mean?
hey, maybe you don't know what a redskin is, cause if you did shit, you would handle your biz. Alert the relatives, discipline the kids, tell them stop supporting racism in sports where they live now. Go ahead and scream for your team. Besides the goal of players to make it undefeated through a season, so belief in the common cause is critical. And treaty make along political lines that are designed to be a brethren connection, a force to be reckoned with in pursuit of perfection. Engrave your weapons with the logo of selection, used as a reflection of your moral intersections. Here's the fight song you sing all night long, drunk off of camaraderie, women in tight thongs, cheering the players on, lounging with mascots, blatant racism from the goalpost to the backstops. So we say change that name, cause we can do better than that for the game. It's a personal foul, and you supposed to know better than to support racism to make that cheddar. Go ahead and change that name. To keep quiet is a goddamn saying. We hate change that name. I guess they changed that name, huh? Listen, this is Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, home of the White House, where racism is factual. In Chocolate City, the pinnacle of democracy. Politicians hold a monopoly on democracy. Right. They got a sports franchise, the Washington Redskins, once owned by a bigot, thought it a good gimmick to give the team an explicitly racially charged name. This racist Bama threw shit in the game, cared less about the painting with no shame, proud of his supremacist claims. Exclusively recruited from southern schools and knew it. Violated integration orders, he wouldn't do it until forced economically, of course. Big off the Hall of Famer Bobby Mitchell on his horse, juking the competition, fucking up traditions of old Dixie. People, if you're with me, to shout it, we say change that name. We can do better than that for the game. It's a personal foul, and you supposed to know better than to support racism to make that cheddar. We say change that name to keep quiet. Heard everybody holler. They changed the name. It's different doing these songs now. 2007, we supposed to have more respect for our brethren. Shit, we know about racial injustice by way of the muskets. It ain't nothing to fuck with or be like tough shit. The term redskin may have no equal, a reference to the severed flesh of native peoples. Men, women, and children abandoned on their heads of dead. Proof positive, a scalp that was red became bread exchanged as the bounty was claimed. Open murder from the hills to the plains, a genocidal aim, masterminded by those who find it. They God-given right to rule in every climate. Mr. Snyder, you can't ignore us. Your reason for supporting racism is porous. Check your heritage, recognize real. The skins ain't never gonna be shit until you. But I guess he's on his way out now. I think they're gonna. What do you think they're gonna do? I think they're gonna force him to sell a team. The Redskins is the #1 grossing franchise in the NFL, crazy, right? And has been that for decades, you know, and a lot of it's attached. I think a lot of it's attached to the symbology of the joint. Where we at? Oh man! All right, 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Hold up. So this song. Oh, she said we gotta do join an organization, and that song is 5 minutes long. But that song. So are we winding out? You wanna? How you wanna do this? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Let's give our thanks, and then I'll close out on this song. Okay. Sounds good. Y'all enjoying yourselves? Thank y'all for coming. Y'all came out and standing on the sidewalk, getting your social distance on. Thank you, fam.
Let me take this mic off, and that way I can really get at it. But thank you all for coming. Thank you all for experiencing this with us, joining an organization. This was real fun, right?
Yes.
And first and foremost, we want to thank the Eaton, DC, for
Yes.
for
Clap, clap,
providing
clap.
this platform.
Clap, clap,
them
clap,
up,
clap,
please.
clap, clap, clap. Thank you, Eaton.
Eaton, DC.
Come on, Andrew, where you at? Come out here.
The Kintsugi Cafe.
Come out here, Andrew, please.
We want to thank Sheldon Scott, who's
Okay.
the Prime Minister of Culture.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Is Sheldon
he was
in the
around
building?
here
He
earlier.
may be gone.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Andrew,
Hold on. No, Andrew. Come
Andrew
in.
Grant.
No, we didn't see you, man.
We got to see you. Brother Andrew Grant has been so helpful, hospitable, been
Thank you,
wonderful.
brother, so much,
He's
man.
the
Thank you,
director of
brother.
music here.
Thank you, bro.
King RG Takeover in
King
the building.
RG.
Always supporting. So right before you get on 89.3 WPFW on Mondays, catch King RG with the
King RG Takeover on the Uncensored Network.
Uncensored Network. Beautiful.
We christened that the best night in radio.
Yeah, that's the best night in radio.
That's right.
For the whole DMV.
And that's what time?
Him, you, Paul.
We
7
start
o'clock.
Start with King RG at 7. We come on.
Yes.
You look. So if you just flipping right.
Yeah.
Check King RG from 7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Pick over the PFW. Catch Black Ink from 9 to 10.
9 to
Black
10.
Ink.
Catch Cap.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because he got Brother Ozzo's show, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then Capital L from 10 to midnight, and Paul Howard from 10 to 2. I mean,
Wow.
12 to 2.
Okay.
From
So-
7 to 2.
That's right. That's you
a
can
work
get it
day.
in. That's right. That's like
That's
a
a
whole
night
day.
right there.
So Capitol Ill Radio as well. We want to thank.
Yes.
Also, Gotta See Us International LLC,
Yes.
La Oria,
Yeah. Uncle Dave.
Maggie Gladson and family, as well. Yeah, big love to Uncle Dave.
I want to shout out Abby and Louie for coming out here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I remember you too, family. I can't remember her name though. I remember you. Did you come to the house for the cookout or something? She didn't come? Oh, you just got one of them family faces then.
Yeah.
All right, family.
So we're gonna wrap up here, but before we do, I did want to say really quickly, Chocolate City Rocks is a platform that we're on, founded by Head Rock here as a means to provide a platform to promote and celebrate DC artists as well. So that's it in a nutshell, right? Did I get it right?
Conscious artists.
Conscious DC conscious
Yeah.
artists. So that's
Very particular
That's
about
very
that.
that's very important.
That's the requirement.
That's very important.
Socially conscious artists, all genres. Yeah, visual arts, performing arts, yeah, everything. Yeah.
And if anybody feels like showing some love and supporting Chocolate City Rocks, we had the tip box out here all night, and also Cash App, $ Chocolate City Rocks. And with that,
we're going to give a shout out to Kimberly Springle here, our MC for the night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It has been a pleasure serving as the MC.
Thank you very much. You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And so I'm going to get on out the way.
All right.
Let Head Rock close this thing out.
We're going to close this out.
Thank you.
We're going to close this out on the namesake of the theme for the night. Join an organization. I get a million phone calls now in these times. Head Rock, what am I going to do? We all have opinions about what should be done in these times. I got mine. But pulling back off of my own personal opinion, what I'd say is, from my observation and study, my little Fisher-Price history, if you want to change your situation, it's really that you better join an organization. No. It's just. I don't know what else to say after that.
I thought you were still on your soapbox.
No. I mean, it's really just that simple. Go find an organization that's working on the issues that you care about. 9 times out of 10, there's an organization that is in existence that's working on what you care about. Go seek them out. Interview them. Find out about them. And if it works for you, then get involved. You might not be able to get involved. You might not be able to be. I know you think you know everything. And I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to the virtual space. I just want to be clear about that. I know you think you know everything, but you might not come in and be the executive director. You know what I mean? You might have to pick up a shovel. 2 minutes. All right, let's go. This is the hook. It says, if you want to change your situation, you better join an organization. You want to change your situation, hey, you better join an organization. If you want to change your situation, you better join an organization. You want to change your situation, you better. Now check it. Now, the story of America is labor. If you don't know the truth, lies will enslave ya. Beware of aristocratic behavior. And black love is back. So go and tell your neighbor, hey, I think the boss is up to no good 2 times. The boss is up to no good 3 times. The boss is no good 4 times. Chocolate City, we gotta organize. Northwest, we gotta organize. Northeast, you gotta organize. Southwest, you gotta organize. Southeast, we gotta organize. If you're working more for less, throw your hands up. Cause making ends meet like that is damn tough. You deserve a reward for your time on the grind, trying to grind off of other people's dimes now. It's a lot of work to save a pretty penny. When the system's ugly at the nitty gritty, and the American dream, it's a pity. Most people live and die in a class, country to city. We try to get ahead, but they take advantage. Them big shots have a ball, but we can barely manage. And since they all got loot, they do damage that shoots me out the neighborhood that I was raised in. It's amazing, nothing is sacred. The greedy will take shit as best we face it. So coming together to ensure the basics before there's none left by the rich who waste it. Now, hey, the story of America is labor. If you don't know the truth, lies will enslave ya. Beware of aristocratic behavior, and black love is back, so go and tell your neighbor, hey, I think the boss is up to no good 2 times. Hey, hey, the boss is up to no good 3 times. Hey, 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 the boss is no good 4 times. Hey, 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 it's time to organize. Chocolate City, you gotta organize. Northwest, we gotta organize. North Virginia, we gotta organize. Listen, now, they like to celebrate coming on the Mayflower. We holler, we want the same, and they became sour. They tighten their reins, then decrease the hours. And when we complained hours, they devoured. And so we had to lean on one another. Became closer as sisters and brothers. United by culture, and we discovered that those without could even wean on a different mother. The more that we communicated, the more we interacted, the more the consciousness elevated. We conquered every obstacle set before us, demanded our rights from those who would ignore us. And now they want to play us like the old school. Since we ain't new to the pain, we ain't no fool. The things they could do could be so cruel. You better stay on your game and know the Trojan rule, that the story of America is labor. If you don't know the truth, lies will enslave you. Beware of aristocratic behavior, and black love is back, so go and tell your neighbor, hey, I think the boss is up to no good 2 times. The boss is up to no good. The boss is no damn good. Chocolate City, we gotta organize. Southeast, we gotta organize. Southwest, we gotta organize. Northeast, we gotta organize. Northwest, I said, if you want to change your situation, you better. Oh, you want to change your situation? Come on, you better. Now, if you want to change your situation, you better join an organization. You want to change your situation, hey, you better listen. I got a whole little thing in the end, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to say thank y'all very, very, very much for coming out, man. Thank you very much for your time. You can get at us at chocolatecityrocks.com. Black Rockstar Superhero Car. I want to thank Kimberly Springle. Give me another round of applause for Kimberly Springle, our host, ladies and gentlemen. The world famous DJ R.B.
Say R.B.
The world famous DJ.
As it is plain to see, he is DJ R.B.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eaton. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, King RG. And that's our time. And thank you, downtown Chocolate City. So come on around, and we got some lovely goodies over here on the table and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you, thank you.
nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I'll get it myself. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I'll get it myself. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I'll get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing.